Ladies and gentlemen, hello, you are watching TTV News, some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of July 10, the Central Commission for Internal Affairs held a conference to review the work of the party internal affairs sector during the first 6 months of 2025. The conference also conveyed and implemented the directives of General Secretary Tolam on internal affairs, the fight against corruption, waste, negativity, and judicial reform. At the Central Point, Politburo member, secretary of the party Central Committee, and head of the Central Commission for Internal Affairs, Mr. Phanindra, chaired the conference. At the venue, Mr. Pham Hong Thai, deputy secretary of the Brussels Party Committee and head of the National Auxiliary Delegation, chaired the local session.
At the conference, the standing deputy head of the Commission for Internal Affairs of the Party Central Committee conveyed the key points of the directive issued by General Secretary Tolam on internal affairs, anti-corruption, anti-wastefulness, anti-negative phenomena, and judicial reform during his working session with the Commission on May 22, 2025. Accordingly, General Secretary Tolam emphasized the role of the Commission for Internal Affairs as the party strategic advisory body in the fields of internal affairs, anti-corruption, anti-wastefulness, anti-negative phenomena, and judicial reform. Reports presented at the conference showed that in the first half of 2025, the Commission for Internal Affairs has proactively and actively provided advice on numerous major strategic policies, strengthened coordination, closely monitored the situation, and promptly proposed directions to handle emerging issues, contributing to ensuring political security and social order. In his concluding remarks, Mr. Phanindra acknowledged and praised the positive results achieved by the internal affairs sector over the past 6 months. He also urged the entire sector to thoroughly grasp and effectively implement the directive of the General Secretary Tolam and to quickly develop specific action plans for each locality and unit. He stressed that party internal affairs must further promote their strategic role, firmly safeguard political security and social order, intensify the fight against corruption, wastefulness, and negative phenomena from the grassroots level, and contribute to building a two-level government that is clean, close to the people, efficient, and effective.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the afternoon of July 10, 2025, the People Committee of TayNinhTV Province and YCS from Singapore signed a Memorandum of Understanding aimed at building a modern, efficient, and sustainable logistics system, laying the groundwork for the province's economic growth in the near future. Attending the signing ceremony, there were Mr. Nguyễn Hồng Thanh, member of the Brussels Party Standing Committee, vice chairman of the TayNinhTV Provincial People Committee, along with the leader of relevant units, sector, and departments. Representative YCS Group Singapore, there were Dr. Robert Yao, executive chairman of YCS Group. As part of the event, representatives from both sides in the deep insight on the potential and development orientation of the logistics sector in the new context. YCS Group, one of Asia's leading logistics and supply chain corporation, together with Vietnam Support TM, the unit implementing strategic project, and to contribute to the modernization of Vietnam logistics infrastructure. Through discussion, both parties agreed to cooperate in 6 key areas, including promoting a logistic project and mobile border gate economic zone, exploring investment in logistic connectivity infrastructure, supporting small and medium-sized enterprises to explore through the YHG e-commerce platform, applying advanced technology, especially artificial intelligence, promoting sustainable development toward net zero emission, and developing high-quality human resources for the logistics sector. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Vice Chairman of the TayNinhTV Provincial People Committee, Mr. Nguyễn Hồng Thanh, affirmed that TayNinhTV Province is committed to fully supporting and creating the most favorable conditions for the effective and timely implementation of quality projects, aiming for long-term value and alignment with the province's development goals. The signing of the Memorandum of Cooperation with YCS Group is expected to pave the way for TayNinhTV logistics development, where have been local businesses enhance competitiveness and expand its market. The province stressed that by the end of 2030, over 90% of its communes will meet the new rural development standard, with more than 50% reaching the advanced new rural standard. The total investment for implementing the new rural development program for the 2026-2030 period is projected to exceed 280 trillion Vietnam to continue effectively implementing the new rural development program beyond 2025. The Bronze People Committee has proposed that the government and relevant central ministry and NC promptly issue a comprehensive set-up mechanism and policy within 2025, allowing locality to carry out the program immediately during 2026. In particular, priority should be given to policy related to the commune-level retail asset, the mobilization management, and efficient use of resources. At the same time, there is a need to unify the governing body responsible for overseeing the program from the central level down to the commune level. Ladies and gentlemen, as a locality undergoing rapid industrial development, TayNinhTV is home to thousands of foreign workers, experts, and residents. To ensure their rights, enhance security, and promote comprehensive digital transformation, TayNinhTV provincial police are accelerating the issuance of electronic identification across for foreigners.
Over approximately 1 week of intensive operations, as of the afternoon of July 10, the Immigration Management Department of the Provincial Police has received and processed around 280 applications from foreign nationals living and working in the province. With the spirit of serving the people, officers and soldiers have worked continuously over time, including on weekends, to ensure proper schedule adherence and prevent any delay applications. We are operating simultaneously at two locations. Our main headquarters at number 16 National Highway 1, Long An Road, Tây Ninh Province, and number 2 Nguyễn Thái Học Street, Tây Ninh Road, Tây Ninh Province.
Số 2, đường Nguyễn Thái Học, phường Tân Ninh, tỉnh Tây Ninh.
Having digital identification help foreign nationals easily complete online administrative procedures, authenticate information in banking transactions, house rental registration, use public services, and access legal documents through the VNeID application, etc. From filling out information, fingerprinting to take photos. Even though it's past 12 noon, everyone continues to process applications non-stop. Until the incentive campaign won't officially end until mid-next month, the initial results have clearly affirmed the pivotal role of TayNinhTV police forces in digital transformation work, demonstrating responsibility, dedication, and determination to serve the people, regardless of nationality or language. As part of the Intellectual Property Development Program and in line with the policy on supporting intellectual property registration through 2030, the TayNinhTV Department of Science and Technology has supported the processing of 32 registration applications from organizations and individuals with a total funding of over 400 million Vietnam dong. These applications mainly focus on the registration of trademarks, collective marks, certification marks, and geographical indications for the province signature products. Thanks to these efforts, many local products have successfully built their brands, gained recognition among consumers both within and beyond the province, creating momentum for market expansion and increased active value. In the time ahead, the province will continue to strengthen communication and dissemination of knowledge on intellectual property rights to organizations, individuals, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, cooperatives, and production households. At the same time, it will enhance coordination among sectors and localities in building and developing brands for key and specialty products of the province.
TayNinhTV province is actually implementing tasks to develop a digital society in line with the National Strategy Rule 2025 with a vision to 2030. Various program and action plans have been launched to raise public awareness and digital skills, notably the Digital Literacy for All movement, which has been rolled out which has been rolled out across the province since April 2025. According to the Department of Science and Technology, the province has so far collected over 1.9 million citizen identification records, including more than 170,000 electronic ID records and 99 ID certificates. In the field of all police service, TayNinhTV has started applying electronic identification account (VNeID) for administrative procedures in July 1st, 2024. Currently, more than 1.4 million Level 2 VNeID accounts are eligible to access and use all police service via the National Police Service portal. The province is also building a disease-to-citizen platform by integrating its Intelligent Operations Center (IOC) into the TayNinhTV Smart application. Relevant departments and agencies are working together to update provincial data, service management, and operational needs.
According to statistics from the Provincial Department of Education and Training, the entire education sector currently has more than 32,200 public employees receiving salaries from the state budget, including 413 working at financially autonomous public units and over 3,500 contract workers supported under government degree number 111. However, there remains a significant shortage of teachers, with over 2,400 vacancies, including more than 500 preschool teachers, over 700 primary school teachers, over 900 lower secondary school teachers, and more than 300 upper secondary school teachers. In addition, schools across the province are also lacking nearly 350 support staff. In response to this situation, the educational sector is actively implementing various solutions to strengthen the teaching workforce and ensure stability in teaching and learning for the upcoming academic year.
Every summer, TayNinhTV Youth Learning and Activity Center becomes a familiar destination, offering a fun and meaningful playground for children and teenagers across the province. The summer semi-boarding talent classes for students from grade 1 to grade 5 attract a large number of young participants, bringing them a summer full of joy and creativity. The summer daycare talent classes at the Youth Learning and Activity Center are not just a playground but also a beneficial learning and training environment, helping children develop comprehensively during the summer break, with diverse programs including singing, modern dance, rowing, material arts, pickleball, swimming, chess. One of the highlights of this year's summer daycare talent classes is the rooming class. Music in general and rooming in particular is an excellent way for children to release stress and rest after intensive study hours. Upon joining the class, children start with basic content studies, familiarizing with rhythm, how to keep time, gradually progressing to play simple song.
Dạ, em thích nhất là môn trống. Tại vì môn trống
I love rooming the most because through rooming I can feel that I can learn many more things about rooms. Through that, I connect with many friends at school.
Em kết nối rất là nhiều bạn ở trong trường.
The benefits of rooming help children develop additional skill, listening skill, thinking skill. Learning rooming help children become more alert. They can rely on their thinking passion, helping them become more alert. Rooming can involve teamwork because room can be played with other instruments to form a band, so children can collaborate. And here another talent class. The introduction of the new sport pickleball has attracted many children to participate, as it is suitable for all ages. This sport requires agility and dexterity. Players must continuously observe and make quick decisions about ball position and hitting direction. This helps train concentration ability, logical thinking, and problem-solving skill. Playing is very fun and interesting. Playing with friends is very enjoyable when you get to play together. Not only sport and music, but there are many other talent classes that children participate in. Summer is a reserved time for children to try new things. Not only sport and music, but there are many other talent classes that children participate in during this summer. These are not just entertainment activity, but also an effective method for students to develop comprehensively in terms of physical, intellectual, emotional aspect and necessary life skills. According to a report by the General Statistics Office, Ministry of Finance, in the first half of 2025, Vietnam tourism sector recorded positive results, welcoming nearly 10.7 million international arrivals, an increase of 20.7% compared to the same period in 2024. Keeping pace with the overall recovery and growth, tourism in Thailand after the merger is expected to continue to attracting more visitors to Vietnam in the coming time. In the first 6 months of 2025, tourist arrivals at destinations in the former Thailand province were estimated as approximately 3.5 million, up 3.5% over the same period, with total tourism revenue reaching about 2.7 trillion Vietnam dong, a 29% increase. Meanwhile, the former Loma province welcomed over 1 million visitors, an increase of 36% year-on-year, including 20,000 international arrivals. Its tourism revenue was estimated at 531 billion Vietnam dong, up 30% over the same period. Aiming for sustainable development, the province after the merger is focusing on building value standards tied to its local brand identity and promoting rural tourism development. At the same time, the province is intensifying tourism promotion activity both domestically and internationally, while decisively implementing solutions to raise awareness about reserving the tourism lane, improving service quality and the tourism environment, laying a solid foundation to attract more visitors in the future.
Recently, Danish Asset Ocean Service Center announced a plan to auction land use rights for the implementation of the thematic tourism and resorts project at the summit of Padang Mountain. Accordingly, from June 30 to July 16, the province have begun accepting registration doses for the auction of a land plot of over 322,000 square meters located within the Padang Mountain National Tourist Area in Thanh Tân Community City, now Bình Minh World Province. The land managed by the Provincial Land Development Center is designated for commercial and service purposes, with the state leasing the land on a one-time rental payment basis for a term of 50 years. The starting price for the land auction is set at over 819 billion Vietnam dong. The province requests that investors participating in the auction must commit to a minimum total investment of 5,340 billion Vietnam dong. The investor equity capital must not be less than 802.4 billion Vietnam dong, equivalent to 50% of the project's total investment. In addition, the investor must have prior experience in implementing at least one commercial service project with a minimum area of 20 hectares and a total investment of no less than 1,800 billion Vietnam dong.
During the restoration of the tower roof as the Mission Sanctuary, a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site located in Thu Bông Kamun, Da Nang City, many new findings have been uncovered. The discovery continue to have the core, the mystery hidden within the ancient tower, contributing to preserving and enriching this valuable heritage. A tower roof error based on scientific excavation and learns of bronze. The Patricia Zolis from the Heritage Conservation Institute, Archaeological Institute CM, Lerici Foundation, Italy, and colleagues are implementing reinforcements and strengthening measures to protect the original state of the architectural foundations of tower roof error buried deep underground. The initial discovery has shown that tower roof error is a treasure for rest up and ceremonial reparation for monarchs. The revelation about the foundation and losing walls of tower roof are so different in structure and architecture of this tower roof compared to other tower roofs. Meanwhile, experts from the Archaeological Survey of India are restoring and renovating the Tower of E and F area for the period 2025-2029. In 2025, Indian experts are focusing on emergency restoration of Tower F1, F2, and F3. The initial discovery showed that the structure of the towers or bureau with ridge stacked on top of each other without mortar trace. This technical solution is being thoroughly applied by us in the restoration process, aiming to rotate the original values of the monument in the best possible way. Alongside experts from Italy and India are Vietnamese specialists and construction team who are scientifically excavating, layering, and restoring the tower roofs. The new discoveries in this current excavation show that these architectural works date back to very early period. The discoveries of artistic sculpture in this excavation receive worships practice was a cultural exchange between Chamber dynasties and ancient countries in the region. The efforts of the methods and international scientific organization combined with new discoveries in this restoration phase not only continue to provide concrete evidence of the outstanding global values of mission world control heritage site, but also open up many fascinating mystery, contributing to decoding the 1,000-year-old secret within the ancient towers. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.